single one of your cells is like its own bustling, complex city. You've got power plants, transportation systems, and countless workers doing critical jobs 24/7. But today, we're going to shine a spotlight on one of the most vital and honestly underappreciated workers of them all. We're diving into the world of the lysosome.
Okay, let's just get this out of the way. Suicide bags. I know, sounds pretty intense, right? It's a dramatic nickname for sure, but it was given to lysosomes for a very specific reason. One that hints at the incredible power packed inside these tiny things. And by the end of this, you'll see why that name is both a little bit wrong and kind of perfect. So, what is a lysosome really? Well, it was discovered back in 1955 by Christian de Duve, and it's basically the cell's all in one cleanup crew. Seriously, think of it as the cell's stomach, digesting stuff, its recycling center, breaking down old parts for reuse, and its waste disposal system, keeping everything tidy. It does it all.
So, what does a day in the life of a lysosome actually look like? Well, it is definitely not a simple 9 to 5. This little organelle is a master multitasker, juggling several jobs that are absolutely essential for a cell to even survive. Let's peek inside. A lysosome is basically a little bubble filled with this potent cocktail. We're talking more than 50 different kinds of digestive enzymes. But here's the catch. To get them to work, the inside has to be super acidic, with a pH of around 4.5. That acidity is like the on switch for the enzymes. And the lysosome's membrane acts as this crucial safety barrier, keeping all that digestive power contained so it doesn't just dissolve the whole cell.
And this brings us to one of its coolest jobs, autophagy. It literally means self eating. How wild is that? So, when a part of the cell gets old or busted, the lysosome swoops in, engulfs the junk, and fuses with it. Then its powerful enzymes go to work, breaking that waste down into simple molecules the cell can actually use again. It's the ultimate cellular sustainability program. So, to quickly recap, the lysosome's job description is huge. It handles digestion, it recycles through autophagy, it acts like a bouncer, destroying invading viruses and bacteria, and, yep, it even helps with apoptosis. That's programmed cell death. That's where the whole suicide bag thing comes from. When a cell is beyond repair, lysosomes can help dismantle it in a nice, controlled way.
And the sheer power here, you really can't overstate it. The enzymes inside a lysosome aren't picky eaters. They are equipped to break down pretty much every major type of biological molecule you can think of, from proteins and fats to carbs and even the nucleic acids in DNA. They are a wrecking crew. Now, you might be thinking, don't cells have other cleanup organelles? And you'd be right. It can get a little confusing, so let's take a second to talk about what makes the lysosome so unique, especially when you compare it to its neighbor, the peroxisome.
This chart lays it all out pretty clearly. I mean, sure, they both break things down, but they have totally different jobs. Lysosomes are your general purpose demolition crew for all sorts of gunk. Peroxisomes are more specialized. They use different enzymes to break down specific things, like certain fats, and to detoxify nasty stuff. They have a different internal pH, and they even come from different parts of the cell. They're neighbors, but they're not twins.
Okay, so far we've seen the lysosome as this perfect, efficient little hero. But what happens when this absolutely critical system breaks down? This is where our story takes a much more serious turn.
I mean, just picture it. Imagine if the garbage collectors in your city just stopped working forever. That's exactly what happens here. When the cell's waste disposal system shuts down, the trash just piles up and up, becoming toxic. Recycling stops, the whole cellular city just grinds to a halt, drowning in its own junk. The consequences are, well, catastrophic.
And this kind of system failure has a name: lysosomal storage diseases, or LSDs. These are genetic disorders where just one of those 50 plus enzymes inside the lysosome is either missing or it just doesn't work right. And without that one specific enzyme, the lysosome can't break down a particular substance. So that substance just builds up and up to toxic levels.
And this isn't just one super rare condition. We are talking about more than 30 distinct genetic disorders, all stemming from this one tiny organelle not doing its job. Think about that. A single faulty part in the lysosome can lead to devastating diseases like Pompe, Gaucher, or Tay-Sachs disease.
The impact on a person's body is just, it's widespread and it's severe.
This toxic garbage buildup inside the cells can lead to progressive damage to the brain and nerves, cause developmental delays, lead to massively enlarged organs like the liver and spleen, and create skeletal problems and heart complications. It really shows you how the health of this one tiny organelle has enormous consequences for our health as a whole. But the story does not end in crisis. Not at all, because this is where science steps in. Researchers have found some really remarkable ways to fight back, developing therapies that are all about rescuing our cellular cleanup crews and getting things back in balance.
One of the main treatments is called enzyme replacement therapy, ERT for short. And the logic behind it is actually brilliantly simple. The thinking is, hey, if the patient's cells can't make this one enzyme, what if we just give it to them? So the therapy provides the missing enzyme, usually through an IV, which then finds its way to the lysosomes and just gets to work clearing out all that built up junk. Now, it's really important to know that ERT is not a cure. The underlying genetic problem is still there. But for so many patients, it is absolutely life-altering. It can slow down the disease, sometimes even halt its progression. And it has dramatically improved the quality of life for people with diseases like Pompe and Gaucher. It completely changes the game.
And the progress isn't stopping. Scientists are working around the clock on new and better treatments, including things like gene therapy and other really innovative approaches. The hope here, the real promise, is that these advancements are just going to keep transforming the lives of people living with these disorders.
So, you see, the lysosome is so much more than that scary suicide bag nickname. It's a dynamic, powerful, essential guardian constantly working to protect you. And it's just one of countless tiny heroes operating inside you. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible battles for survival and balance are being fought inside our bodies, right this very second?